war, it is not an option. So what is the other side? Peaceful talks. I cannot give you the wherewithals now. I have to consult many people, including President Ramos. He might want also to be one of the... But I would like to respectfully ask him to go to China and start the backbone. We gain nothing, but we do not also want to offend the United States. Why? Because we have identified ourselves allied with Western powers. We do not go violent, we do not go to war. There is an existing remedy, then we must seek that relief in that remedy. We will abide with the decision of the allied countries involved in the West Philippine Sea. But I said, if nothing moves and the arbitration judgment would favor us, and if we cannot enforce, we cannot get back even with the resolution by the arbitration court, then there has to be something something has got to give.
Anong gagawin niyo po?
Sabihin ko sa China, then let us talk bilateral. Before we begin to talk, let me state the predicate of my position. The one point there, body of water, where you have constructed the garrison and the airport, is ours. Whether you believe it or not, that is ours.
Tinawagan na ni US President Barack Obama si Davao City Mayor at presumptive President Rodrigo Duterte. Ayon sa isang opisyal sa US, tumawag si Obama upang batiin ang pangunguna ni Duterte at halatang pagkapanalo na nito sa presidential race. Una nang nagpahayag ng kahandaan ng State Department ng US sa pamamagitan ni spokeswoman Elizabeth Trudeau na makipagtulungan kay Duterte bilang sunod na Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Bukod sa US, binati na rin ng China at ng European Union si Duterte, bagaman hindi pa opisyal na naipoproklama ang kanyang pagkapanalo.
Tinawagan na ni US President Barack Obama si incoming President Rodrigo Duterte kagabi. Ayon sa susunod nating presidente, kasama sa mga napag-usapan nila ni Obama ang issue sa West Philippine Sea.
Give me a sense of how it looks to you from the vantage point of one of the most successful and largest e-commerce organizations in history. So tell us a little bit about what your idea was.
Maybe from further degradation for us Filipinos is to improve on the economy. Really improve, maybe disperse and invite more investor. It's always money. It's infrastructure that's really lacking in our system. When I was in college, I had a professor who said that, economics is the law of supply and demand. What we do not have, we import. What we have and they ask for it, we export. The only problem is that the businessman, the investor would always look for the safest, the cheapest, and the fastest way of moving people and goods. That's about it. And I said, let me dwell on something else. It's agriculture. You want to raise the economy. How do you raise the economy? You have to start with people, the small and medium. Okay, you have to borrow. We give loans. We do not give grants. But the problem, I said, is if you do not improve on the law and order, because most of that money will not be invested in real estate. It could not be into manufacturing. It's just what trading, small business. Oh, how do they thrive?
The Supreme Court has said it is. Now, whether they would be placed in what area for what, that is a decision of the military, the armed forces of the Philippines. Sila yung mas marunong sa atin. I may contribute something if I become the president. But since hindi naman ako, I must just say that we will follow the Supreme Court. In the matter now of location, where to what, that's something else. I have to hear the armed forces of the Philippines if I become president.
Sir, correct me if I'm wrong.
U.S. an ally. We are allied with the Western powers. Let us be frank with each other. Talagang nasa side ng USA tayo. Now, yung basis or agreement were repealed or so long time ago. Now, just ignoring the treated as a threat to the national security. Ako naman, sabihin ko sa China, just stop your construction. In the meantime, stop bullying, be courteous about this, and we will just stop. We cannot go to war. We cannot go to war. We cannot afford it. Because ang US kasi, pati maybe Australia and Japan would want a multilateral, but nothing is moving. So if it is to the best interest of the country, if the president says, well, I talk to you bilaterally. Pero ang akin is, kung ako, I'll place a margin. I'll place a margin. The margin is, what you're occupying is ours. We will begin our talks on this predicate. You have to declare, you have to listen to my declaration. Whether you believe it or not, that's something else. But if we talk, I'd say that the predicate of these talks is that what you are occupying now belongs to the Republic of the Philippines.
Pero sir, meron din ang predicate na sir, di ba? Hindi rin ang predicate ng China, di ba sila for us?
Wala tayo. Ayaw nila ng ganon. Oh, if that is you claim mine and I claim yours, then let's talk. But I will not move an inch backwards. When I say, magmamargin ako yan. Kung papel pa, I'll fold something like, and this is the margin, and we begin our talks. And the talks should be that what you are, I said, building there, the structures there, maybe you just give it to us or remove it, and I'd be happy.
Three traditional fishing grounds in the South China Sea. We have Scarborough Shoal, Macclesfield Bank, and the Strathleys. And China have all taken over of that.
The Chinese regime's reported deployment of a high-tech marine patrol ship to a disputed area in the South China Sea may hamper ongoing talks for a diplomatic settlement.
One of the world's most ambitious construction projects is going on in secret. The Chinese are building islands on reefs in the South China Sea. They say the area is theirs, dismissing claims by Vietnam, Taiwan, and the Philippines.
Well, I mean, China has grown the islands 2,000 acres in the last 18 months. That's a lot of space that they've grown. They're throwing sand up into these atolls and then building military airstrips on top of those. They claim that it's not military, but U.S. Satellite information has shown 2 artillery pieces. China's military is way too large for any of the other countries in the region. It has to be a U.S., Japan, Australian combination that would go up and stop China from doing this.
Halos lahat lang mamahura dito sa Pilipinas, gusto na nilang kunin.
Ayun nga, kapitbahay mo, magagalit ka na kukunan ka ng isang bagay sa loob ng bakuran mo na hindi nagpapaalam sa'yo.
Lagi may nakaambang banta ng pandarahas ang mga Chinese sa teritoryong ito.
Pumuntukan na kami ng mga baril, salubungin ka ng barko, tapos tataboy ka ng gano'n. Talagang tinatakot kami, ano sila ng water cannon. Kailang gamitin yung pwersa nila dahil alam natin malakas sila.
Pwede nga lang talagang magalit. Kung sila galit ang abutin dati, hindi na wala tayong magawa sa kanila eh.
Using maps and historical records, Supreme Court Justice Antonio Carpio discussed in detail evidence that bolsters the Philippines' territorial claim in the South China Sea against China. The case is filed before the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. Carpio produced a 1734 map that shows the Kalayaan Island Group is part of Philippine territory. Although Carpio is convinced the Philippines will win its case before the arbitration panel, he believes China will never recognize the ruling.
Sa kasalukuyan, lalong pinipindi ang usapin ukol sa pag-angkin sa nasasakop nitong teritoryo dahil sa mga aktibidad ng bansang China. Kaya naman, isa po sa naging pakay natin sa ASEAN Summit ay ang publikong mahihayag ang ating salubin ukol sa nasabing issue.